Our past makes up our present. Back on the cinema scale, guys, today we have Sight, the inspiring true story of Ming Wang, an impoverished Chinese prodigy who flees communist China to become a pioneering eye surgeon in America. When tasked with restoring the sight of an orphan who was blinded by her stepmother, he must confront the trauma of living through the violent uprising in his youth, the Cultural Revolution. The film kicks off immediately in the life of young Ming Wang. The actor who plays him in his adult life is Terry Chin. But I will say the actor that played him, Ben Wang, as an adolescent youth, he really did a bang up job. Really believable character. He really brings a nice dramatic piece to this particular film. It's a dramatic film, but it's also a motivating film that's designed to give you hope, designed for you to feel inspired by real life events. It's based on a true story. Based on a true story. I will say one of the things that made this movie stand out in connection with the true story movies that I've seen is that the doctor really stood for something. He's not just someone who just happened to fall into greatness. He strove for greatness. Really gives you a different perspective on immigrant families and what some of the struggles are that they have to go through to be able to make it, to be able to find work here. Oftentimes we have the mentality, hey, well, this person came to America and they're just, got it like that. They just came over here and got a job. But no, it really portrays just how it is for some immigrants to be able to come here and what they have to do in order to find work in a country as diverse as America. And so the film is constantly juggling you between his adolescent life, growing up into his college years, and then it brings you back to his present life, what life has been like for him after he endured the traumas that he had to deal with in connection with the riots and the revolutions in China, starting back in the 60s and the 70s. You can really feel connected to this particular character because the circumstances were completely out of his control. And so you just really feel connected with this particular character. You can relate to the character. I was really impressed with how they were able to balance that. Sometimes when you are flipping the script from past, present, past, present, past, present, it can kind of become tiring to the viewer. But here, they did a solid job. They really dove into the challenges that he was dealing with, even down to portraying the trauma. They were very clear as to what it was that was hindering him from progressing as a doctor. And he had obstacles. And then sometimes with real life stories, from real life stories to film, they kind of do this thing where it's like it becomes overly unrealistic. Now the film is coming from Angel Studio Productions. It's a movie that will inspire you to continue to persevere despite the challenges that you are personally going through. It's a movie that helps us to see that no matter what trials we're going through, they are unique to us, and they portray that very well in connection with the doctor and the trauma that he went through as a young person. It's one of those movies that will really leave you flabbergasted, walking out of the theater like, wow, what am I doing with my life? Do I have that drive? Do I have that energy? During the post-credit scenes, you do get to meet the doctor, the real-life Dr. Ming Wang himself, and he expresses just how close he was to quitting and giving up. But through this little girl, this Indian girl whom was abused by her stepmother, he was able to rejuvenate his spirit. Although he wasn't able to come to terms with certain things in his personal life, he still was able to acquire some hope through her circumstance. And I thought that was incredible. And so that post-credit scenes will show you the real life little girl. It'll show you another girl that he was able to assist in his practice. It gives you a bunch of details after the movie about his life and the foundations that he went on to start, and then how some of his procedures have affected sight medicine for those who are blind today. There was also something I thought was pretty remarkable to pay it forward. There's a nice pay it forward link that you'll be able to find in connection with this video, so that if you want to be able to pay for someone else to see the movie, you have access to that. Solid story, really being able to help us to see that when we push ahead for something, when we strive for something that we really want, we're rewarded. You may not always get the results that you want straightforwardly, but if you put yourself out there and you exert yourself, then the payoff is always going to be worth it, because it's something that you have come to terms with in your individual life. And that was just something reiterated throughout the entire film. Great cast, strong storyline, consistent plot. Really, really enjoyed being able to watch this production. And then you can really be able to see as to where the director was going with certain moments in the film, really capturing that struggle of Dr. Ming Wang as a child and what he was trying to accomplish. There is some supporting role in the film. Not much character development there. You don't really know too much about his coworkers, but that makes perfect sense because the movie focuses on the doctor and him getting past the traumas of his life so that he can continue in this practice, being able to help others based on what he truly believes is right. Solid story. Let me know in the comment box what you guys think. That was Sight. How did this movie make you feel? Are you going to go see this movie? Did you pay it forward for someone? Let me know in the comment box, and we'll catch you guys next time on the next review. Peace out.